Getting personality is easy with right mindset. Getting a personality is like breaking into a high security vault guarded by someone who can't see or hear. Do you ever feel like you are not just interesting enough? Today I'm going to show you how to develop a distinct personality that will make you stand out in any crowd. It's really easy. As a kid, your entire personality would be like curious kid, knowing obscure animal facts and mastering every game. And that was how it was. An adult strikes up conversation with you, and within 40 seconds, they have pegged you as the curious genius and who knows frogs facts kid. Yet for some reason, you can't shake the feeling of being boring. And after 50th time of drawing blank when asked about interests and hobbies, it starts to feel like maybe you just don't have any. But in fact, getting personality is way simpler than advice on the internet makes it seem. Actually, developing a personality is much easier than internet makes it sound. Most people say, just be yourself. But that's more of an extrovert advice. Extroverts can seem interesting just by being themselves and using social tricks that introverts might understand but struggle to pull off. So unless you are ready to change completely, your next move is to Google or Bing it, where you will find ads for personality tests, books to read, and suggestions to join art classes. So here is actual answer. Your personality is shaped by the first few traits people associate with you. Having distinct memorable traits makes your personality seem stronger. Your personality is basically the first few things that come to mind when people think about you. That guy who always cut in line at lunch. Annoying, impatient. That girl in leather jacket who brought her pet falcon to the school event. Cool, dresses like a rock star, and totally the lady bird. Jeff Bezos, rich, visionary, and built Amazon. Lionel Messi, skillful, legendary, and master of the game. You will find that the more distinct and memorable traits you associate with someone, the more their personality stands out. Now, what does that mean for you? It means that no matter how many amazing trips you take to other countries, how many books you read, or how many art classes you join, none of these things alone will shape your personality. At least, not in the way you actually care about. What you want is to appear interesting to others and have things to talk about and leave a lasting impression. And there's one simple way to do this. It's called spike method. The spike method involves focusing intensely on one interest or skill to become an expert in that area and stand out in social interactions. It's actually a technique used in a job recruitment to help candidates stand out by showcasing an unusual skill or expertise without needing an impressive resume or connections. So let's say you like gardening. Yeah, gardening. Just hear me out for a moment. You just think it's relaxing and interesting. Now, imagine you spend a decent amount of time every day gardening, learning about different gardening techniques, reading up on latest gardening tips, watching gardening videos, and maybe even save up to buy some fancy tools like high quality spade or plant take care kit, spending your weekends helping others by planting beautiful gardens for them. Literally, in just a couple of months, you will have gained more experience in gardening than 99% of people will in their entire lifetime. The next time you meet someone, you will be known to them as gardening expert. Now, I know you might be thinking, that's not an interesting hobby. No one's gonna care. So, just replace gardening with whatever you find interesting and run with that. Don't worry about being boring. Whatever you become an expert in doesn't mean you have to talk about it all the time. It just helps you get noticed. Instead of introducing yourself like everyone else, you can get people to actually pay attention, and then you can have regular conversation about things like how tempting high-calorie food is. To make your expertise engaging, explain it in a way that others can understand. Avoid overly technical language. Find something that interests you, no matter how weird it is. Learn enough about it so you know a bit more than most people do. When meeting new people, bring it up in conversation. Here, you are adopting growth mindset. For example, let's say, imagine you want to learn a new language. With a growth mindset, you believe that your abilities can improve with effort and practice. This belief motivates you to keep learning and practicing even when it gets challenging. A growth mindset helps you believe in your ability to improve and learn. Positive self-talk boosts your confidence, while resilience and mindfulness help you adapt and grow. That's it. Fun fact: recruiters are paid to identify candidates whose personalities align with company's culture and job requirements. When they discover that a candidate has unique strength or skill, like being an expert in a niche area, they see it as standout trait because it makes the candidate memorable and valuable for the role, which is why resumes that highlight something distinctive tend to stand out. Here's the important thing. You can choose anything you want as your skill or spike, but you need to explain it in a way others can understand. Let's say you spent a month becoming expert in niche hobby like playing a complex video game. That's great, but you start talking about how you completed the game using strategy most people don't understand. They won't care. It's impressive, but they might have no idea what you're talking about. Instead, explain the basics of game, how you got into, what you achieved, and then share a cool part like your unique strategy. People are willing to listen to any topic as long as you break it down in a way they can follow. The moment you start using complicated words and technical terms to seem smart, that's when people stop paying attention. That's why when David Attenborough talks about wildlife, you are captivated. But when biology professor dives into it, the same topic, using scientific jargon, you might find yourself staring at the clock, wondering when it will end. Remember, developing a distinct personality is simpler than it seems. With the right mindset and focus, you can stand out and leave lasting impression. So yeah, hopefully that was easy to understand. If you find these tips helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more content on personal development.